In this video, we will see comparator interface. If you are not satisfying with the default natural sorting order, that is ascending order if you don't want, or if default natural sorting order is not available, then we can define our own customized sorting by comparator. So default natural sorting order will applicable only if a class implements comparable interface. Sometimes some classes will not implement comparable interface. That time sorting we cannot able to do. In that situations, and if you want to do sorting based on your own requirements, that time we can able to implement based on the comparator interface. So this comparator interface is available in java.util package. This comparator interface has two methods. One method is compare method. So the return type of this compare method is int, and it has two arguments, object 1 and object 2. So this compare method will compare the object 1 and object 2, and this one returns negative integer if object 1 is less than the object 2. That is, if object 1 comes before the object 2, that time this compare method will return negative integer. It will return 0 if object 1 and object 2 are same. If object 1 is equal to object 2, then that time this compare method will return 0. This compare method will return positive integer if object 1 is greater than the object 2. That is, if object 1 comes after the object 2, that time this compare method will return positive integer. JVM will look for the return value of this compare method. Based on that return value, the elements will be ordered. This compare method may throw null pointer exception. When if this object 1 and object 2, any one of these null, that time it will give null pointer exception. And this compare method may throw class cast exception if the arguments has a different type. For example, if you are working on a string and the object 1 is a string and the object 2 is integer or some other type, that time they cannot able to compare. So that in that situations it will give class cast exception. So this compare method will take homogeneous elements. So that means the object 1 and object 2 will be of same type. If it has different type, it will give class cast exception. So and the second method of this comparator interface is equals method. Whenever any class implementing this comparator interface, compulsory we have to provide implementation for compare method, but equals method we no need to bother. If any class implementing this interface, by default equals method will be overridden from object class. So implementing equals method is optional. If you are not implemented, whatever the existing behavior in the object class is there, the same behavior will be available in the that respected classes. So if any class implementing comparator interface, then that class need to implement this compare method. Implementing equals method is optional. Now let us see how we can able to customize our sorting based on the implementing of comparator interface. So let us take an example. So here let me create reset object. Reset t is equal to new reset. So let me add some elements to it. T dot add of 1. Before that let us take integer, so that it will accept integer only. T dot add of 1, T dot add of 9, T dot add of 6, T dot add of 7, T dot add of 3, T dot add of will give 2. Some random elements we have given. Let us print this one. System.out.println t. So if you see here, we have added elements in different order. Here it is sorted according to the natural sorting order, that is ascending order, because here we are not provided any comparator. So if you are not provided any comparator, the objects will be ordered according to the default natural sorting order. So if you don't want this one ascending order, if you want in the descending order, so how we can able to do, we have to implement comparator interface. So how we can able to do, here we will create a class sort integers implements. So the class needs to implement comparator interface. So whenever you are implementing comparator interface, compulsory we have to provide implementation for compare to method. So here we have to implement compare to method. So what we are expecting, we wants to sort the objects descending order. So before that, what we will do, we will take integer I1 is equals to object 1. So whatever the object 1 is coming, we will keeping into integer. So the return type, so let me convert into integer. So this is of type object and we have converted into integer. So let us add integer 2, I2 object 2. So whatever the object we are having, we have converted into integer. So as per the definition of compare to method, if object 1 or if I1 less than I2, so that means what here, if I1 less than I2, that means if I1, whatever the object 1 is less than the I2, then we have to return minus 1. So if else if I1 greater than I2, we will return plus 1, positive value we have to return, else we will return 0. That means both objects are same. So this is what we have done. Let me add a colon here, semicolon. So if you run this one, what will happen, the elements will be ordered according to the ascending order, because this is default natural sorting order. If I1 less than I2 means I1 is a smaller than, so it will be ordered according to the ascending order. We have created comparator, but we are not calling that guy, that method, new sorting integers. Okay, so what we are doing here, we in the earlier case we have created default natural sorting, that is we are not provided any comparator. So here we have created a tree set object from the comparator. So here we have provided our own customized sorting. So let us run this one. So if you see, the elements are ordered according to the ascending order, that is default natural sorting order. Here it is ordered because we have implemented in that way. So if we added greater than, if we add less than here, so what we are saying here, if I1 comes before I2, then we are returning negative value. So if I1 is greater than, so what this change will do, it will add the elements in the descending order. So let us run this one. So if you see, the elements are ordered according to the descending order. And if you want to use already existing methods, that time we can happily return I1 dot compare to of I2. So this I1 compare to method is already implemented, because this integer wrapper class already implemented comparable interface. So compare to method is already implemented, so we can happily call that method here. So here I1 dot compare to method, it will give ascending order. If you want descending order, you will interchange I2 dot compare to of I1. So if you run this one, it will give descending order. So here it is giving descending order. Let me add some other variable, some other value here. We will give 0. I have added here. Now let us run this one. So if you see here, it is ordered according to the descending order. So sometimes if you don't want ascending order or descending order, you want to add the elements in the insertion order, that time what you will do, simply you will return only plus positive value you will return. What will happen if you return positive value? It will compare for every comparison, for every time any elements are added, this compare method will call, and this one will it will be written plus 1. So all the elements will be added into the right hand side. So all the elements will be added existing element after so all the elements will be added after the existing element. So let us run this one and see. So if you see here 1960732, the way we have inserted, the elements are ordered according to that. If you want in the reverse of insertion order, if you add negative value, so what will happen? In the case of first, 1 will be added. In the second, this when we are adding second statement, when it comes, when the cursor comes here, this 9 will add before 1. So 6 will come before 9, 0 will come before 6, because every time this compare method is returning -1. So all the elements will be ordered according to the reverse of insertion order. So let us run this one. So if you see here 2 3 7 0 6 9 1, so insertion order reverse is ordered. So as we know, if two objects are same, this compare method will return 0. So that time what it will do, if 0 returns means that time the element will not add, because set will not allow duplicate elements. So based on this return type, based on this return value, JVM will take care that. So if you return 0, only whatever the first element we have added, that element will be added. The second element onwards it will not add, because it is returning 0. What it is treating, even though we have added 9, it will treat 1 and 9 are same, so it will not add, because of based on this compare method is returning 0. So because of that it is not adding. So here we have added integer items. If you want to add string items, we can able to do perform in the same way. So here you are going to create the same, like same class, we are going to create the same class like this, and you will implement compare method, and here you have implemented integer, so you will replace with integer to string. So here you will add the string elements and you can able to sort. So if you are not happy with the default natural sorting, if you want to sort your elements according to the insertion order or insertion reverse order or descending order, you can happily use comparator. So let us summarize what we have discussed so far. So if you want to add the elements according to the ascending order, even though using comparator, so we will use object1 dot compare of object2. If you want descending order, we will change like object2 dot compare to of object1 we will use. If you want your elements needs to be ordered according to the insertion order, that time this compare method needs to return only positive integers. If compare method returns only negative ones, then that time the elements will be ordered according to the reverse of insertion order. If this compare method returns 0, only the first element will be there in that tree set, remaining elements will not be there. So by using comparator, we can able to perform our own customized sorting. In the next video, we will see how to sort our own customized classes. Example, like if you are having employee class, customer class, student class, or any other entity classes we are having, if you want to sort them based on the id, name or age or salary, based on the respected columns, how we can able to do that, we will see in the next video. This is all about this video. Thanks for watching.